ask you what's James Conner going to do. Not anything. Just kidding. You do have a stable, though, of running backs and offensive linemen. I mean, you had some guys hurt in this past game, and you didn't seem to miss much of a beat. You know, you have more depth than you used to have.
Yeah, I think that's probably the right way to say it. You know, I like the four backs. You know, and the four guys that we have going, you feel confidence in the roles that they step into. Like Sheed had to step up, and obviously Chris James step up, and Isaac. You know, and those guys can do that, and they've been in those situations before. So it's, you know, we're fortunate in that respect.
What does it say about Isaac in that the last few years he's been here? He's gotten passed on the depth chart a couple of times, but it never seems to get to him. He always just seems to keep working it and just sort of take whatever role he gets on the team. Yeah,
you know what? I guess you look at that and you say passed on a depth chart on what role you're looking at. Like he's our protector. You know what I mean? And he does a heck of a job in the protections, and he's going to be in those situations. You know, when we get into second long and third down, you know, he's manning that, and he's one of my favorite guys. Like, whatever you ask him to do, he's going to do it with as much focus and as much heart as he can. And, you know, you appreciate that. And you're right, because he kicked, 800 yards last year just off of that. And then really having a different, really not asked to do that as much, but still just playing. You know, he's one that you enjoy having and being around.
Two-part question about Tyler. Have teams defended him differently this season, and how would you compare his season to his freshman year?
I just think, this year, we're a little bit more consistent running the ball. So last year, I would say we leaned more heavily towards making plays in the passing game. Like you had to if you were gonna move the ball consistently. This year, we've kind of been able to lean a little bit on the run at times. So I think overall he's taken advantage of his opportunities more this year, and there's growth in that. He understands it, and I think he's taken a huge step this year in his play and his approach, and he's shouldered more of the understanding and the learning. Last year was more shared. So I'm really happy about what he's been able to do and hopefully continue to do here.
What do you? I was going to say, how do you, try and scheme around a guy like Denzel Perryman on Miami's defense?
I don't know if you can. He's pretty impressive on film. I mean, he lays some guys out, and he's tenacious to the football. And I just think you got to get up and you got to get on him. More than anything, if he's free to the ball, he will get to the ball. So I think that's a challenge of our guys, and they do a good job of trying to create some, little movements inside to pick you off of those combinations to get up to them. So I think it's got to be great with our guys and their communication and their ability to get up to them.
Do you feel like Saturday was good for Chris in just getting a volume of carries in the game that he hadn't up to that point, really?
Yeah, I really do, and I thought he did a heck of a job with it. He showed some balance, and he was like, just the hair off, hitting a couple big ones, but I thought he showed some great balance and toughness and making some things go, and I think the way you grow from that, it's a big game, and and you're in a big moment there to make things happen, and you do it. You'll definitely take some steps from there.
Is there secondary, as athletic a secondary as you played?
Yeah, I think they're pretty good back there. Number 2 was out last week, and he's a heck of a player. So, I imagine he'll be back, but I think they're pretty athletic in the back end. They got a nice group. Their front's physical, their front really is, almost like a front 5. Those guys they'll play. Guys, you go look at the big runs. There's not many. Haven't given up many this year. I mean, they've been pretty stout.